Sixth graders, you made it to the last part of this module, lesson, week of science. So we're just going to do one more thing. I'm going to show you guys how to use a tool called Quizlet. And then you guys are going to use the tool called Quizlet. And then after you use the tool called Quizlet, there's going to be a 5-question quiz about anything that was talked about this week, but everything that's on the quiz is also like word for word, also on the Quizlet flashcards. What are the Quizlet flashcards, Mr. Solomon? Excellent question. I was hoping someone would ask that. The Quizlet flashcards, I'll show you. I'm gonna pull them up in a new tab. Let's go to here. I just want to make sure that I'm sharing correctly still. Beautiful. All right. So the Quizlet flashcards, it's a website. And every week, I'm going to be posting a Quizlet flashcard deck for you guys. When I say deck, I mean like a set of cards. And the cards are all online. What you're going to do with these cards is study them. But there are some different ways that you can study them on Quizlet that I think are pretty cool. And that's why I use this website. So let's just work through the cards first, and then I'll show you some of the different things that you can do with them. So I don't know how many of you all have studied on using flashcards before, but the way that it usually works is the term is on the front side of it, and then the definition is on the back, or a question is on the front side of it, and then the answer to that question is on the back, so that you can see the term and think, oh, what's the definition? Or you can see the question and think, oh, what's the answer to that question? And it's a good way of studying by yourself, right? And getting to know information by yourself. You can do it with other people too, but it's a good way of like sitting down and being like, how am I going to study right now? I know for me, I'm one of those people where if you ask me to study just like a piece of paper with information on it, without giving me flashcards or without giving me the opportunity to make flashcards for myself, I'm probably not going to memorize what's on that piece of paper because my brain just doesn't work like that. Hold on. Oh, it got darker in here, but the light is adjusting. Okay, good. All right, so let's just work through the flashcards and then I'll show you some of the different things that you can do with them. So what 3 assignments did I want you to complete this week? It was the quiz, the introduction survey, and the goal creation assignment. Which New York City borough is the best one? There is a right answer to this one on the quiz because I said it in the first video that I made. It's Queens, in my opinion, but you have to answer Queens on the quiz. And if you get frustrated, then I'm sorry. What are the characteristics of a good goal? Remember, we had the acronym for this one, SMART, which spells out specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. What was the animal on the slides in the first video? Try and think back. It was a dog, but more specifically than that, a pug. It was like 3 or 4 pugs, I think. And what is the name of the weekly science challenge? Remember, it used to be the Takis challenge, but then I found out I have high blood pressure. So now it's called the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Challenge. All right. So study these flashcards like this. That's how I recommend starting. But once you've finished studying them that way, Quizlet is going to recommend this thing called Learn Mode, which I think is great. So it's going to give you different options of ways to interact with the card. So this one is Queens. What was Queens in the flashcards again? Think to yourself, oh, it was the best borough in New York City. So you can flip it and then you can say like, I got it. All right, how about this one here? A dog, pug. What was that again? It was the it was the animal in the slides in the first video. So that way you can say like, I got it. A specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. Oh, those were the characteristics of a good goal. Got it. Fresh fruit and vegetable challenge. Oh, that was the name of the weekly challenge. Got it. Right. So this way you're keeping track of how well you're doing, and it makes it a little bit more interactive for you. And yeah, it'll give you different versions of the questions too. So the more you play with it, the more different ways of asking you the question it will give you. If you are getting bored with that, then you can do any of these ones here. Another one that I really like is this. This one's like a game. It's called Match. The way that it works is you put the term or the definition, like you match them up together, right? So smart, measurable, attainable, these are the characteristics of a good goal. The animal in the first video was a dog. So you're putting the right answer on top of the question, the quiz, the introduction. So those were the 3 assignments. And every single time, it's going to tell you how many seconds it took you to match. And there's a leaderboard. So if you log into Quizlet with your Google account, then we can see who comes out on top. I always try to come out on top for the 7th and 8th grade class with the Quizlet flashcards. And I always come in like 2nd or 3rd. There are some 7th and 8th graders, I won't name names, that are like ridiculously good at this. All right. So those are the Quizlet flashcards. I would say study them until you go back to the flashcards, like study for a solid chunk of time. And then the way that you check to know how well you've done with them is you go back to the flashcards, and if you know all of the answers to them, then you're good to go. You've studied them for enough time. For some people, this is going to be 5 minutes. For some people, this is going to be 15 minutes. Everyone works at different paces. So I don't want to put like a set time on it. All right. So once you finish that, and again, I just want to make sure my screen is sharing correctly here because I've had some problems with that. Once you finish with that, you are going to move on to the next slide, which is a quiz. So you'll see this video, click to the right of this video. That's going to give you a link to the Quizlet flashcards. Once you've studied the Quizlet flashcards and you're feeling okay about them, click to the right and take the quiz. All right. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Have fun with the Quizlet flashcards. I hope you enjoyed some parts of this first week of science. Next week, we'll definitely be getting into some more science-y content. This week was more so about getting to know each other. Good luck on the quiz. Have fun with the Quizlet flashcards. I'll do one more video for you at the end.